Check out our visitors this morning. Oh, they're camera shy. Every time I pull out the camera, there they are. Old dolphin. With a pretty sunrise. We're gone. Hey everyone, this is Steve with Bama Saltwater. Welcome back to another fishing video. We're right off the Alabama Gulf Coast, about 8.5 miles, and we're sitting in 62 feet of water. I do a lot of trolling trips with ballyhoo, and the ballyhoo that I take out there, thaw, and never end up using, I refreeze, and they're no longer good for trolling because they won't hold up as well, but they're still great for chunking and bottom fishing like this. So that's what we're going to be using today, is chunked up ballyhoo, cigar minnows, and squid. Now I have a bird of prey circle hook jig in the 1/2 ounce with some 20-pound fluorocarbon leader. We're going light tackle today. Now this is a Nomad inshore spinning rod. Their 7.5 foot version. It's pretty much a medium heavy power, fast action, with the Penn Clash 2 3000 and the Nomad 15-pound braid. I think it's safe to say there's some snapper and triggerfish down there. Look at those marks, that looks awesome. I'm gonna take these and make small chunks. When you go offshore trolling in blue water and trolling islanders with ballyhoos or whatever, skirted lures, you know, once you thaw out a ballyhoo, it never freezes the same no matter how much brine, no matter how much you brine it. So that's why typically I wouldn't buy ballyhoo for bottom fishing, because it's very expensive. But everything I use, I try to link down in the video description, including Nomad, mossy oak apparel, hooked up bait and tackle where I get a lot of my bait and leader, and also bird of prey, which you can go on Bird of Prey's website, use code BAMA10, save you some money. So go ahead, drop this cut bait down, try to get us a fish. Toss a little up current, because there is some current today, and just let that jig head with that bait drift down. You want to let out line. Okay, there's our first bite. With circle hooks, you wait till that line gets tight, then just start reeling like that. Okay, we got it. Yes. That's crazy, swimming way up that way. What's she swimming up that way for? All right, that was my second drop. Be something we can keep. What are you, what? You gotta be kidding me. A hardhead catfish, everyone. Yeah, come offshore, catch you some quality fish right there, hardheads. You crazy thing. Okay, well, I know cobia loves to eat them, but I didn't come out here for that. That's funny. Is that a bat? Dude, that's a bat. What you doing out here? That's weird. There's literally a bat flying around the boat, trying to land on the trolling motor in the middle of the day. Ouch! I'm not afraid of bats, but you typically don't see them out in the middle of the day in the middle of the Gulf. So I don't know if he has a disease or rabies or something. Where'd he go? Oh, there. I don't know if he's trying to bite me or not. I usually don't freak out about stuff, but I don't know. Bats carry a lot of different diseases, and seeing one in the middle of the day and coming at me, I don't know if he's trying to bite me or what. What the heck? That is such a weird thing. How interesting. Whoa, bat, what is your problem? Just ran right at the camera. That's gonna be interesting rewatching that. Guess there's always a first for everything. So there's a pretty big school of Spanish mackerel below me. And I got one to eat this ballyhoo in half. But I'm gonna throw a little jig at them. This is a Nomad Ridgeback long cast jig, 3/4 ounce. And I have 40-pound fluorocarbon leader on there. Let's see. Oh, got him. That didn't take long at all. A shiny jig will usually never let you down. It's on white tackle too. Come on. I wouldn't mind some of these. Oh, that might be a bonita. That's what that looks like. It is, it's a little toonie. Good gracious. Y'all hear that line going through the water? Sounds cool. Okay, I don't want him. I don't want to bring you in the boat. There he goes. Well, that didn't take very long. Cool. Yo, I was trolling at Madscad around this buoy and just hooked up into something pretty nice. Got some head shakes to it. Awesome. Just when you think that you're going to reel it in and head somewhere else, that's typically when something's going to hit. And if it doesn't, then it's just not happening that day. But we have a decent fish. Could be a king mackerel. You really never know this time of year. But let's bring it in. Come here, you. See if we can see you. It's brutally hot out here, so I don't have that much energy to talk. It is a king. It's not a bad one either. Yeah, not a bad one. Alrighty, bud. That's why they call them smokers, because they're good on the smoker, but they also smoke some drag. What a nice one. Come on. All right. I'm gonna get on this side. Good, because my gaff's on this side. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Calm yourself, man. He's still pretty green, and what I mean by that is full of energy. That's what I mean by green. Come on. I guess my gaff's right here. We'll get him. Come here, buddy. Stop doing all that. Got him. All right. Nice. Perfect size schoolie king mackerel. That's what I'm talking about. Oh man, gotta love it. Hey, there's our king mackerel. See what I was trolling, a Nomad Madscad. I'll go into specifics with it once we get him on ice. But that's a perfect size one right there. You know, about 10, 11 pounder. We're gonna bleed him out, gut him and throw him on ice, and this will be our meal if we don't catch anything else. They're so fun though, full of teeth, and you can catch them on light tackle. So let's throw them on ice and keep on fishing. That was a fun catch. This is what I'm throwing, and if you've watched the channel and subscribe, you see I throw this a lot and troll it a lot. It is a Nomad Lures Madscad 115 sinking in the bleeding mullet color. I mean, that sucker has caught some fish. And I haywire twist a 43-pound single strand wire to a small black barrel swivel, then tie my braid straight on. You can do it however you want. If you want to add a swivel on that split ring, you can. If you want to do a longer leader, you want to do a shorter leader, you can. These sandflies are biting me up out here. But I do that, and I've caught a lot of kings that way. Big AJs, big jack crevalle, redfish, you name it, you can catch it like that. These are single hooks, and they do well. And as long as you keep that line tight and the tension there, the majority of the time you'll keep them hooked. If you put a lot of slack in the line, yeah, the single hooks can be thrown. But this is Nomad Panderra 8-strand braid in the multicolor, which changes color every 30 feet. You hear me say that a lot because I like it. This is 40-pound Penn Slammer 4, 5500 and a Nomad offshore spin rod, 7'4", the 30 to 50 pound model. I'm pulling this around 5 miles an hour, so let's make a cast again, start trolling around this weather buoy and see if we catch something else. All I do, make a long cast. Perfect. Loosen my drag up just a hair. In the rod holder it goes. Pick the boat up to about 5 to 7 miles an hour and troll. So while I'm trolling, I'm gonna start making my way closer to shore. I know a lot of y'all ask, like, hey, how do you look at the weather? How do you know the sea conditions and all that? A lot of times, you know, you plan before you go. Look at the forecasts, the marine forecasts on NOAA. You know, I have a Hilton's chart subscription that you got to pay for. It's not that much if you fish all the time, especially offshore fish. It helps you to not burn as much gas searching for places to start. But anyway, another tip, especially if you're in a boat like mine and you don't want to get soaking wet and beat up and caught in nasty stuff. See how it's gone from glass to ripple? That wind's starting to pick up to about 10 knots. You'll start seeing white caps, and on the horizon towards, which that's land right there, you see those big developing clouds. That means a storm's forming and it's drawing in this wind. And the bigger those clouds get and the stronger that storm gets, and if you're still out here, the more the wind's going to blow and the bigger the seas will get. So it's just a good thing to know and look out for. Like on the horizon, look at these clouds, like those are okay. Those aren't big, you know, cumulonimbus clouds. Those are storm clouds that it's going to turn the Gulf kind of nasty as that storm progresses. So that means time to go in a little closer. Just a little tip. I'm not an expert at it, but I am out here a lot. And you just have to be mindful and cautious, but still have fun. I did see some fish busting. Throw my little ridgeback jig. Oh, something hit that kind of hard down there. There it is again. You hit it hard, man. Probably a big old hardtail or a bobo. Yeah, something that wanted a shiny bait. Yo. Goodness. Man, these things are cool. Yep, a little toonie. It's just fun, just coming out here throwing lures, especially when the other type of fishing is slow. These may not be giant, prized, game-winning fish, but they are fun, and it's entertaining, especially if you have kids on board, or even, heck, myself, I have fun doing this because I just like to fish. But little bonita, little toonie. All right, bud, calm yourself down. You need to get that hook out of you and get you back in, because I don't want you. They make great bait though. There he goes. Okay, he gone. Whew, that was fun. Toss this light tackle jig back out there. Let it sink. And then just jig it up. Once it comes a little bit up below the surface, open the bail and let it sink back down again. At least that's what I do. Oh, right by the boat. Right by the boat. It was another little toonie. That sucker was funny. He took off. They're false albacore is what they are. They're not the true Atlantic bonito, which are actually very good to eat. Oh, they're fast though. Oh, right on top of the water he grabbed it. Y'all saw that? That was cool. Look at this, their tail is so fast. See it on the end of the rod? How that rod is throbbing. Got a little toonie on. I mean, for light tackle, it's fun. Especially just a change up from bottom fishing. And then if you're going bottom fishing and don't have any live baits, which there's plenty of live bait on here if I wanted to sabiki some up, but you catch one of these and they're excellent for chunking, especially offshore for tuna. And then you can use them whole as well. But that's another little bobo. That's actually a perfect size for whole. Amberjack season ain't in yet, so at the time of filming. There you go, man. Fun stuff. I think I'm just going to keep on messing around with these because it's fun. Oh, there's a balloon. Interesting. I've caught mahi out here, kings, AJs. There's been plenty of wahoo caught off these buoys, weather buoys. I mean, they attract bait, so they act as their own fish aggregating device. So anywhere there's bait, like ships, rigs, buoys, floating objects, typically there's going to be fish around it. Because other than that, the Gulf has a pretty sandy bottom until you get out to all that natural rock at the drop-offs. So these fish are looking for anything that has food and a place to hide too. Got it again. What are you this time? What are you? Come on, just so I can see you. Is it another little toonie? It'd be cool if it was a Spanish or a king. Oh, what you doing? Oh, you want to go on that side of the boat? Come on, get up here. I think it's another bobo. It is. Man, they're so fun. Oh, you know what's crazy too is I've brought bonita up like this and had some major predators come up and eat them, like amberjack, barracuda, sharks. It's pretty insane. That's why I never reached down there and grab them. And I try to be careful with the ones I'm releasing by not touching them or slamming them down too bad, because they don't have a very good lifespan outside of the water compared to, just as I was talking about it, compared to some other fish. Like, they can't really stop swimming, otherwise they're going to die. Well, that was neat. I mean, it's fun playing around with these things. So, shiny jig, doesn't cost much. Light tackle, get out here and have some fun. You can do this off a pier, jetty, seawall, the bank, the beach. It don't really matter. A shiny jig and light tackle can pretty much catch anything. Kind of want to try it one more time and then head a little closer. Right here. Oh man. Gotta stop them. Oh, it's so fun. I mean, it's fun. And you're not too hurt, like if it comes unhooked, because you know what it is. Oh, he was tail hooked, that's why. Or no, he wasn't tail hooked, he was hooked in the mouth, but tail wrapped. He hit it so hard. Dude, it's kind of hard to leave these fish biting just because I'm actually having a lot of fun. Get in here. I mean, the bottom bite sucked. So, at least I can have fun with the jig. There you go, man. That's awesome. You sit here all day long. Be nice if there's a Spanish mackerel come up and hit it though. So those little tuni are actually in the Scombridae family, which is what mackerel are as well. King mackerel is in the Scombridae family. That was actually pretty fun, and we have something to take home and cook. So I'm gonna head in before it gets dark so I can actually clean that mackerel for you on camera. Probably gonna make some poor man's lobster out of it. Sounds pretty good, and I'm starving. I guess that bat decided to come back. Come on, focus. Come back with me. Come on, little buddy. That north wind must have blown him out there. Man, I can't believe he came all the way back with me. From offshore, we're doing like 50 miles an hour, and I just saw something moving that looked like a leaf. And it's a bat. Come on, buddy. Look at him. He just needed help. That's it. Come on, focus on him. Focus. He just needed some help. I guarantee that north wind took him out there, or he was carrier on somebody's boat and out there. But I feel kind of bad for him because he's shaking. All right, man. Well, we just made it back to the boat ramp. Busy day. All the yachts and sport fishers over here at the wharf. And that bat was crazy. It actually flew away at my house. I stopped by the house on the water, and he took off and flew away to the woods. So that's awesome. At least he, I don't know if he rode out on somebody's boat or my boat. I don't know. We have a lot of bats at the house. Or if he was just out there, got blown out by that north wind and needed a ride home. Crazy. But at least there's enough parking and room for everybody. Yeah, this place is big. And they have life jackets you can borrow. And all that good stuff. But 6 lanes. You got a deep lane and then standard. Giant parking lot all the way to the boat or to the road. Whew. You get your steps in here for sure. I just found a place to tie up, and I don't mind walking. Big old launch. Giant parking lot, thankfully. I don't know what we used to do before this, because Boggy Point's tiny and all the other ones are small. But it's about 6 to 7 miles if you launch here to go to the Gulf, to go to the pass. So make sure you keep that in mind for fuel. Hey everyone, we're at a familiar place. This is my bird of prey tailgate cleaning board, and here is our king mackerel. I did gut it and bleed it out offshore. So took the guts out, bled it out, so it should be real clean when we fillet it. And there's a lot of things you can do with king mackerel. You can stake them out by running just down and make nice steaks to smoke or grill or fry. You can fillet it like we're gonna do. You can pop out king balls after you stake it, but there's a lot of different ways. So we're gonna take my 7-inch and my 9-inch fillet knife. This is a 9. And I'll show you 2 different ways of doing this. I'm gonna stake out half of it just to show you that technique, and then I'm gonna fillet the back half of it. But like I said, it's gutted already and bled out. So go straight up and down, cut through to the other side. And like I said, thickness is all an opinion of what you want it to be. But there's a king mackerel steak. And then when you cook it, the skin comes right off, or you can peel it off. But I don't like that connective tissue the way it looks, so I like to cook it that way, and then the skin peels right off when properly cooked. You can also punch out these loins. It does leave a little bit of meat in there, so it can be a little wasteful. And then same thickness. And this is great for baking, frying, smoking, or grilling. I mean, there's really no wrong way to do it, as long as it's fresh. King mackerel can be high in mercury content the bigger they get and the more you eat. Same thing with largemouth bass or anything else that consumes minnows and bait fish. But one this size is a schoolie king. That means when you catch one this size, normally it's in a school. The real big ones like to kind of hang by themselves. These aren't quite as bad. See, their meat's not nearly as gray as like a real big one. But everything in moderation. So we're gonna stake it all the way to that dorsal fin. And you can cut off the dorsal fin as well. And that makes it easier to stake out. Now that's a pretty king mackerel steak right there, fresh. Cut off that anal fin there. And finish staking it out. Now I'm going to take this back half and do a simple fillet job on it. So take your knife, go shallow all the way to the tail, and then start filleting it right off the bone. Go up and over their backbone and back down the other side. I do want to show you, it's kind of cool if you see the anatomy of how you fillet a fish. If you just run it right over that bone and don't go back over, you're going to miss the bottom half of meat. You can start from the bottom, or like I do, just go up and then back down again. These things are easy to clean. My camera battery died. The sheet is terrible on batteries. And then cut up and over, and there's a nice king mackerel fillet. See, very simple. There's a little fin back here. It's really cool, and there's no meat under that, so I only cut to about here. Do the same thing on this side. Their head has a lot of meat up in there too. See those loins? I may cut that out. All right, there's another section of king. And other than that, they got a little bit of meat there, but this is one of my favorite crab trap baits, or mackerel heads. They're oily, so they really work well at dispersing that smell, and the blue crabs love them. And then there's our 2 sections of fillet. We're going to remove the skin off this. Shallow cut. Keep your knife parallel to that cutting board. They have thin skin, so you want to make sure you don't cut over to the other side. And we did not. Look at that. We'll trim that red meat out. This is what I'm going to make poor man's lobster out of. Trim this red meat out, because that's what's going to give it a very oily, kind of bad fishy taste. You want to know that you're eating fish, so fish taste is not bad. It's when you get that off-putting taste, and that's what that bloodline is in all the blood. And you notice that fish wasn't bloody because I gutted it offshore. That's it right there. Easy peasy. Very simple and a quick snack with minimal ingredients. I have my crab boil, which I'm using Old Bay. It's coming to a rolling boil. I've put some fresh garlic cloves in there. All you gotta do is just break them apart. You don't even have to chop anything up. I put a Texas sweet onion in there my neighbor grew, and half a lemon. We're gonna put in some hot sauce. But this is my king. I have cut it up into small little bitty pieces just like that. Now that our crab boil is boiling, I'm gonna put it on low and put in our king mackerel. And let it sit in there for about 10 minutes. You're letting it poach and absorb all that flavor. The longer you let it sit in there, the better. But a general thing is 10 minutes. So bring your crab boil to a boil, obviously. Add in whatever you like. Garlic, onion, lemon, hot sauce. It's kind of hard to beat that combination. And then our fish. And you can do this with any fish that's flaky and firm. King mackerel, Spanish mackerel, sheep's head, delicious. Redfish, black drum, pretty much any white flaky fish is delicious this way. But you know, king mackerel may not be the most desired species for most people to eat, but it is edible and it's not bad at all. It can be very delicious if you do it right. So it's 6:20 right now. 10 minutes, we'll come back and check it. You'll start seeing it turn white. Now it's been about 6 minutes, and our fish, see, look at that. It doesn't take long to cook. See how white it is? Oh, can't see it because that steam, but all of our fish is pretty much cooked. You could eat it right now. But like I said, the longer you leave it in here, the more it's going to sop up all those flavors of this homemade crab boil and the Old Bay. And then we're going to make some homemade butter topping. So we have some unsalted butter, and everything is to taste. There's no exact measurements for this, but unsalted butter, dill weed, parsley, flakes, honey, Worcestershire sauce, and garlic powder. Let's soften our butter. We don't want it melted all the way. We want to soften it. So here's our Lee & Perrins Worcestershire sauce, or Worcestershire, however you like to say it. That's just how I say it. But there's that. Honey. I love the honey and butter. Some garlic powder. Little bit of the dill weed, or dill. You don't want to taste each individual ingredient. You want them to all complement each other. And then we have some dry parsley flakes. And I like parsley flakes in there. Okay, let's mix it up. If you have a mixer, you can, or you can just take your spoon and get that all nice mixed together. I'm just going to taste the spoon just to make sure it's done right. Oh man, that's good. If you want to add salt, you can, but you have to remember that your poor man's lobster over here, which is what this dish is called, is already salty. Most crab boils are full of sodium. But it has been 12 minutes now, and we're going to start plating our dish. Start taking out our king. Look at that. Put it in a good bowl. You can bring some of that garlic and stuff with it, and those onions. That's what gives it flavor. There's two different things you can do if you want. You can choose to just dip it in that, but the proper way, and the way I like to do it, is to pour over it. But let's check out that king. Woo! It is hot. It is nicely cooked though. It's all white, flaky, and ready to go. So we'll take our nice dipping butter and pour it over it. And hit it with some dry parsley flakes just to give it some more color. And there's our poor man's lobster made out of king mackerel. We're going to let this cool down just a little bit and then give it a try. Oh man, that smells good. Anything with butter and crab oil smells good. Well, let's try our poor man's lobster. Make sure it's dipped in that butter. It's still really hot, so I need to let it cool down just a hair, but let's give it a taste. Mmm. It's hot, but it came out just how I liked it. I mean, if you fed this to someone and you didn't tell them the species of fish, but you just let them eat it as appetizer, they would eat this up because of how tasty that is. With that homemade butter, the poached fish, the garlic, the onions, and all the flavors together with something that can really sop it up and take it. Let's give it another try. Mmm. That's amazing. Y'all gotta try that on your own. Like I said, it doesn't have to be king. But if you catch one and people say it's trash fish, cook it like this and it'll change your mind. Give it another try. Mmm. That's good. I gotta let y'all go though. Y'all, I appreciate you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. We just went out for a quick afternoon trip and it turned out awesome to bring back dinner. Quick preparation, easy fishing, easy fun, easy fishing, easy cooking. And I'm glad that y'all want to enjoy it with me. So we'll see you on the next Bama Saltwater Fishing video. Like always, all of our partners are linked in the video description along with the stuff that I use. If you haven't subscribed yet, smash that subscribe button. Go drop a comment. Love hearing from everybody. We'll see you on the next one. I want to thank the good Lord up above for everything he does for us. We'll see you later. That is delicious. We're gone.